Today I, M27, learn the gender of my unborn child and I am dreading it. My wife is currently pregnant with our second child and at first we were both ecstatic. We never really discussed gender preferences but mainly brainstormed potential names. Personally, I have no preference. My first child is a 4-year-old girl, so having a boy would even things out, but I'd be happy either way. Other than my wife being nervous about childbirth, we were happy. Then 2 weeks ago, she dropped a bombshell and said if it's a boy then she absolutely refuses to keep him. I was shocked. I had no idea what to say. I've known for a while that she has had trust issues with men, but I had no idea it would extend to a baby. I don't want to give up my baby or my wife, but I also don't want him to grow up being hated for what he is. Every day for 2 weeks this has occupied my mind, and for 2 weeks I have dreaded today's appointment. I don't know what I'm going to do. For a little background, my wife was sexually abused by male family members at a young age and for many years. Naturally, this left scars. Specifically a distrust in men, a fear of being hurt emotionally, severe depression and anxiety, as well as suicidal tendencies. We have been married for nearly 6 years and I have tried my hardest to make her happy. Being an idiot, though I have made mistakes. Nothing remotely serious as cheating, but things that broke her trust in me. Early in our marriage she was labeled as a danger to both herself and our daughter and was forcefully placed in mental institutions. She has made significant improvements since that time. I worry having a son and then postpartum may cause her to relapse. Then 2 weeks ago, she dropped a bombshell and said if it's a boy then she absolutely refuses to keep him. I think she needs to talk to a mental health professional soon. I hope she can go through some quick treatments before history repeats itself and she once again becomes a danger. Early in our marriage she was labeled as a danger to both herself and our daughter and was forcefully placed in mental institutions. If your wife is predisposed to postpartum depression, psychosis, then you need to get her into treatment right now. It sounds like she's struggling with perinatal depression. She really needs emergency and long-term professional help. Your wife was involuntarily committed after she gave birth to your first child and you don't have a plan in place yet in case history repeats itself? You need to put that together ASAP with mental health professionals that specialize in postpartum and overcoming childhood trauma. It's a terrifying situation to be in for sure, but you have to take the initiative to keep your wife and children safe during this time. Early in our marriage she was labeled as a danger to both herself and our daughter and was forcefully placed in mental institutions. Has she been receiving help for her mental health since then? It's shocking to think after this they'd say, yeah, she's all better. Have a great life. Quote, she needs help ASAP. Because once the baby arrives, I suspect so will postpartum depression. She needs to talk to a professional. Whatever happens you need to put your children first if your wife becomes a danger to them or wants to give a potential son up. Can you put off the scan or not have the gender revealed until after she has spoken to someone? You should act quickly before she deteriorates further. If you're spiraling right now, she will be too. With her history, it should be easier to get her access to the right people and the right treatment quickly. And please get help for yourself too. Some things are too big to process on your own. And this is pretty huge. As others have said, she needs a mental health professional ASAP. At some point you may have to choose between the safety of your children and staying with your wife. You need to start preparing yourself to do the right thing if that happens. Your wife needs therapy to handle this fear. She might otherwise become a danger to yourself, and if your child turns out to be a boy, To your son as well. Handle this as soon as possible. Is she worried that your son will hurt your daughter? I agree with everyone else. She needs therapy like yesterday. I'm so sorry. But she should absolutely not be a parent to a son if that's how she's reacting. As someone with a similar childhood, I personally would and could not discriminate against the gender of my baby. Although men do make me uneasy, it would be unhealthy for her and the child. And I worry about abuse that may occur if she were to keep a boy she doesn't want. This is a hard choice. I'm sorry you have to make it. Your wife should definitely be in therapy. I question whether parenting is a good idea in general until she is more healed and able to let go of some of that trauma. Was she this worried when she was pregnant with your first child prior to finding out it was a girl? I will never understand why people in situations like these continue to have child and don't get snipped, tied. This is terrifying. I'm so very sorry. First, as others have mentioned, delay the scan. If it's a simple, low-risk growth scan in which you'll likely see the baby's genitalia. If it's the 20-week anatomy scan, don't delay it. Very important scan. But do tell your ultrasound professionals that you don't want to know the sex. You can request they note the sex somewhere for reference later when you're both ready. In the meantime, please get your wife in for emergency counseling. She has a troubled history that puts her and your family at incredible risk. If you're unsure how to get help, her obstetrician is uniquely positioned to help you guys with treatment access. Very well done in realizing how serious this is and wanting to help your wife. Far too many women struggle with similar stories and have no partner support. This may be an issue your family has to combat for a long time to come. Protect your children, help your wife, and get support for yourself. Please, don't forget your self-care. Gently and respectfully. My friend, please let this be your last child. Your wife needs support and healing. Your family needs one another. Sincere best wishes to you all. As others have said, talk to her doctor. She additionally needs intensive mental health counseling. Yesterday. Whatever happens next, she 100% cannot get pregnant again. There's too much risk to all involved. She's now had 2 pregnancies and 2 significant mental health events with those pregnancies. So enough is enough. I do not understand why the 2 of you didn't have a plan in place before she got pregnant given her history. But what's done is done. So please take this seriously and get her the help she clearly desperately needs. OFAAARK, that's some serious mental health shit right there. Find help quick. That's a tragedy waiting to happen. Very best of luck. Your wife desperately needs professional help. If she is currently getting some, she needs to talk to them about this because this is a symptom of something that needs to be addressed. Was this baby planned? I'm floored by this. Given her history, this needs to be approached as a mental health emergency. She's being irrational and she likely doesn't have the capacity to reason about it. Don't focus on preventing the abortion as it might actually be better for her if this pregnancy is sending her into psychosis. Focus on getting her help and on protecting your daughter. Irrational people cannot be trusted not to do irrational things. Realistically, this will end in divorce, so start thinking about the implications, including gathering evidence if you want to ask for sole custody. Why are you having another child when having the first landed your wife in the mental hospital? Is she in long-term counseling? What made you two decide to have a child together? What made you stay if she was a danger to your child? Regardless, once she has this baby, it's time to gain sole custody and divorce. But I would be worried about her currently being a danger to that baby.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.